Hey guys, welcome to Critically Awesome. My name is Trent.
And I'm Garrett.
Not Batman this week.
No,
I
not this
would
week.
I would watch our podcast from last week on my TV, and
How was
I
that?
I
How was that
cried.
intro?
I teared a little bit from laughing so hard. It's still hilarious.
Hilarious.
Hilarious because it was an intro. Hilarious. That's a clever phrasing there, Garrett.
Thank
Gold
you.
star. All right,
I
so
get a star. Okay.
just a gold one. So don't get your you know whatever. Anyways, so
Okay.
what's your weekly update? What have you watched this past week?
Let's see. I started watching Gallivant. I don't know. Have you heard of this TV show? It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on
It's
like
kind of
CBS a couple years ago, wasn't it?
yeah. It's kind of like a medieval time. It's like it kind of reminds me of Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights a little bit.
Hmm.
Or Princess Bride, where like they sing and stuff like that, but they know they're singing and they know what they're like in this kind of storyline and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny if you kind of enjoy that kind of quirky kind of humor. Let's see what else I've been watching. I watched a couple episodes with Red Oaks with my dad this past week because I was in town. And Trent, you need to check this out. Red Oaks, what it is, it's Amazon Prime, uh, like series. And what it is, it's like about these group of kids essentially that are like they're getting close to graduating high school, going off to college and stuff like that, and they work at this like New Jersey like golf course or tennis club area or whatever, and it just kind of follows the story of them, and back in 1985, but it's a really hilarious. I suggest it. Um, let's see what other TV shows have I watched. I've been watching Burn Notice, some Penny Dreadful. Um, I think that's about it as far as TV wise goes. And then movie wise, uh, I've watched Major League. That's always a good movie with Charlie Sheen in it. The Cleveland Indians. I think Cleveland Indians missed a really good opportunity when they were in the World Series. They should have had Charlie Sheen pitch out the first pitch in the World Series.
You know that if they did, they would have won the entire World Series, and I wouldn't have to listen to "Go Cubs Go" every day at work.
Yeah, probably. Um, I went to go watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Uh, it was awesome. I definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. Which I totally forgot to, but I need to upload that post movie review of that movie.
We were supposed to watch
Uh,
that together.
I know. Well, you're busy.
I work.
Yeah, there's no times at all for you to go watch it. um,
I barely have time to pay attention, and which is funny because I don't have any money to pay attention. Oh,
no, it's a really good movie. I definitely liked it. You got to see a different aspect of like the Wizarding world. You get to see more of the effect of the Wizarding world on Muggles. And I kind of liked the American word for Muggles. It was a nomad, which is just short for magical folk, essentially.
now have you heard the rumor going about this movie about what it could possibly be?
Like what?
It's they're saying that this is possibly a origin story for Lord Voldemort.
And probably and a lot of the older teachers too. I know that like the main bad guy that gets caught, which is Johnny Depp plays him, but you don't realize this till the very end of the movie though. Um, but that character, I think, is the person who makes Albus Dumbledore famous. He's the one who he takes Albus Dumbledore takes this guy down. But I hope they actually do. I like of that side of the story because we hear about it, especially if I've been reading the books and you get a little more detail in the books, of course, but the movies are just as good as they're just as good too. But you hear a lot about all this 30, what was it, 15 years, 10 years, something like that, of Voldemort's reign. And I mean, you get some past stuff of why he became what he was, but you don't really get to see a whole lot of it. So I'd be interested to see if they'll come up with that type of series because it's supposed to be like a 3-part movie.
5.
Well, actually, I think there's only 3 with the main guy. He only signed up for 3, but they might make 5 if they do really good.
Ezra Miller is Credence Barebone. Ezra Miller is also the Flash in the Justice League movies.
Yeah.
And he is supposed to be Credence Barebone is supposed to be like Voldemort's dad, Tom Riddle Sr.
Oh, really?
and or grandpa or something. I don't remember exactly, but I know that we're most likely going to see the rise, and this would be really cool if this is how it happened. Like they show the rise of Voldemort, and from an age of Tom Riddle all the way up to when he gets his reign and he takes over Hogwarts, and we see like what the birth of Harry Potter, and then it can all connect together. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of his parents, Harry's parents too. Why they, kind of why Voldemort wanted them dead, kind of thing.
The only disappointing part of that would be is we wouldn't see Professor Snape.
No, we wouldn't see a young
Or
Alan Rickman.
we might.
Well, you'd still see Snape, but you wouldn't see Alan Rickman though.
I don't think he would be have any like voice. I think he'd be in the background, or they could CGI him in anymore nowadays.
Yeah, but he's a big part of it though.
I mean, if they could make a if they can make Michael Douglas look like he did in the '80s in Ant-Man and do it flawlessly, or make Robert Downey Jr. make him look like
I
he's in
didn't.
the '80s.
That was not very flawlessly, to be honest. Which wasn't
Yes.
supposed to be because it was a hologram. But no, it didn't. It
Well,
didn't
that
look
part,
great.
yeah, the Robert Downey Jr., but the Michael Douglas when Ant-Man, that was pretty cool.
It was not too bad. I think it was the first kind of when they tried doing that too.
No, they did
One
it
of
in
the first.
Terminator Genisys, which, by the way, is a terrible movie.
It
I'll
is.
get more on that whenever I do my weekly update.
Okay. Well, I'm done. I think so. You can.
I see how it is. You didn't watch any other movies? None at all?
Oh, I said Major League.
Besides that and Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them,
Um, I don't
the
think so.
prequels to Harry Potter. All right, well, I have been watching some TV, guys. I've finally caught up on, or almost now, since Sunday has passed, I've caught up on Walking Dead. I haven't caught up on this week because I can't spare the $3.99 or the $2.99 to buy it right now. Which I'm pretty sure I could if I wanted to, but that's a different story. And I finally got to see Abraham or Ezekiel. I mean, if Abraham, it's too soon. Too soon. Anyways, Ezekiel and his badass tiger that he's got, and it's showing that Ezekiel is also tied in with Negan. Like he's just like Rick, but with the tiger. And he's so far now one of my new favorite characters. Um, Ezekiel is providing pigs to Negan, and he's feeding them like zombie guts and stuff. Like he's feeding the pigs with the zombies, and then those pigs that get fed zombie guts get sent off to Negan. you're just like, ooh, that's pretty badass, and I kind of hope it works. Like, I can't wait for Rick and Ezekiel to meet up and like create this badass like team. Because pretty soon the group is going to meet up with the Hilltop again, and the Hilltop and the group are probably going to end up uh, staging a plan against Negan themselves and fighting. And in the comic books, it's actually a pretty epic fight, and a lot of main characters do die in that. Um, I think this last week we got to meet up with Jesus, which I wish I could have seen. And the week after that was was Daryl getting broken and stuff, and he's stuck in this cell, and that's pretty much all of the episode. He's stuck in a cell, and they keep playing this music over and over and over again to like break him mentally, and then basically him bow down to Negan and be a part of his crew, and you know, you get to see oh man, what's his name? He's got Daryl's crossbow now, and he's helping break down Daryl because Negan actually stole this guy's wife and burnt half of his face with an iron. That's why he's got all that. That's why half of his face looks disgusting. Is because Negan was in charge of breaking him, and he burned his face with an iron to get to his wife. And so Negan stole this guy's wife from him, and then his wife ended up dying. And so he ended up succumbing to Negan and being his right hand man, essentially. And but if things go the way they're supposed to go, or the way that they're saying they're supposed to go, he's going to end up joining up with Rick and the gang and be kind of like a con man, a Two-Face, which is funny because half of his face is normal and half of his face is burned with an iron. So it kind of fits the Batman's Two-Face character, you know. So he's going to be the inside man for Rick and the gang to get all this stuff for Negan, from Negan, and launch a counterattack. And I don't know, this season is going to be probably one of the best ever in Walking Dead history. Starts off with a bang. It's probably going to end with a bang. I bet you the mid-season finale is going to be. Oh, I really wish I could remember his name. He's. Hang on, guys. Give me like 2 minutes. I've got to look at his name up, or it's going to kill me. All right. Anyways, I think what's going to happen. There's also talks of Chandler Riggs leaving the show to go to college, which would be very disappointing. Because then they're going to have to kill him off, or he's going to have to go away for a little while, and try to figure out how he's going to go away is a different story. But if they end up killing off Chandler or Carl, how are they going to do it? Because he's a pretty important character in The Walking Dead. He's the future of The Walking Dead. And the guy's name is Dwight, by the way. I finally looked it up, and it was bugging the crap out of me that I couldn't remember Dwight. Anyways, the way I picture the mid-season finale going down. All right, you heard it here first. You heard it on Critically Awesome first. The way the Walking Dead season finale is, or mid-season finale is going to go down, is Dwight is going to kill a walker while they're all fighting while the Hilltop and the group are fighting Negan's forces. A zombie horde comes in, and so they both have to like team together to defeat this horde. And Rick is going to go after Negan or go after Dwight, and Dwight's going to end up killing a walker, pulling a arrow out of the walker's head, reloading it, and shooting Rick like in the shoulder or something like that, to where it could either infect Rick with the walkers, with the disease, or we'll find out that Rick is immune to becoming a walker, which would be kind of cool, don't you think? or it might shoot him in the hand or the arm to where he has to chop off his hand because, they want his hand gone. I think we're going to see Rick's hand go away in this season. So, what are your predictions for The Walking Dead? Let us know in the comments below. I'm going to try to watch this next week's episode and the week after episode and try to catch this up all the way. Other things that I've been watching, I watched some Bob's Burgers today. I watched Creed today. It was a really good movie. I love that movie. I'm watching more Star Trek. I'm almost done with Star Trek Voyager, and it's kind of disappointing to think about. And How I Met Your Mother. Been watching How I Met Your Mother. It's always good to watch. Never gets old. Garrett can understand that, I think.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but
I started watching. I am going on.
I'm still disappointed with the ending. I just
We don't talk about that.
I was so disappointed.
I avoid season 9 the best I can.
Oh, I also watched Sherlock. I've been watching Sherlock again.
This morning, or right before the podcast, I actually stopped watching this movie so that we can end up doing it. I started watching Dr. No, which is the very first James Bond movie. I found out that all of the James Bond movies are on Amazon Prime for free if you're a Prime member.
I didn't think you liked James Bond.
Well, I haven't really watched them.
I haven't either.
That's why
I think maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do a James Bond marathon. Like we can watch one for each podcast and kind of talk about it.
Well, I've started that already. I'm like almost all the way through Dr. No, and it's very the only redeeming part about that is Sean Connery's looks.
Well, I mean, which ones do we want to go with, though? Do you want to go with the whole, do you really want to do this, though, is the question, I guess.
I'm going to be watching them regardless. We can talk about them. I'll be talking about them, and so I think that we should. I mean, it's not going to be like a main topic. It could be a part of our weekly updates.
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit more. So, okay, so next time I'll make sure to watch Dr. No.
I'll be watching all of them. So I looked up the order of the James Bond movies, and I'm going to be hopefully watching all of them in order, no matter how gruelingly terrible they are. At least we have the redeeming qualities of Sean Connery. Well, hey there, Pushy Wagon. I don't think he ever says that. Pussy Wagon is from Kill Bill, which is another thing I watched this week was Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Oh, really? Introduced that to Tiffany, and she thought that was the goofiest thing she's ever seen in her entire life. It's like, it's Kill Bill. I mean, it's corny, and yes, it is quite
Quentin.
When you point it out, it's not as awesome as I make it out to be because it's really freaking the ridiculous amount of blood in that movie, and then the Kung Fu Master. He's.
Is he a stereotypical?
Yeah, Tiffany thought that the funniest part to her was the sound effects. She thought the sound effects were the funniest part of the entire movie, which I don't blame her. The sound effects are quite hilarious, but it's what makes the movie the movie. The movie, like Quentin Tarantino and all the things that he does in his movies, it's like gritty, terrible, and quirky all at the same time. But it's an amazing storyline. Like the storyline makes it fit together, and it's a book on screen. And that's what I like about Tarantino is he makes a book on the screen. My all-time favorite movie, all time, is Pulp Fiction. One of them is Pulp Fiction. I can't say all-time favorite movie because that's almost impossible to find. But one of my favorite movies is Pulp Fiction. It's because of the way the story is. It's just you get a little bit of this character right here, and then you get a little bit of this character right here, and then these two characters, and then somehow they all find a way to meet up at the end, and then you're at the very beginning of the movie all over again. And you're just like, oh my gosh, what? It makes you think, and I like thinking. I like movies that make you sit there and go, huh? Wow, I would have never guessed that. Not even a little bit. But But they're vulgar too, very vulgar. So if you're not into movies that are vulgar, don't watch Tarantino. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, so news. What kind of news topics do we have today, Garrett?
Well, while I was looking through it, looks like they're gonna be rebooting the Tomb Raider. They're gonna be going pretty much to through essentially swiping the slate clean, as they said, with Angelina Jolie's Lara Croft. They're gonna be more or less. Of Lara Croft, where she's trying to find her father, try to see if he's still alive or not. And it's actually the actress who plays an Ex Machina, and her name would be Alicia Ander. I know I butchered that, but what she did really good, I think, in Ex Machina. She was, I do believe, the robot, or the IA, essentially, in that movie. So I think she did pretty good in that movie. I think she'll. And I kind of like the Tomb Raider. I enjoy. I remember playing Tomb Raider when I PlayStation 1. So I always enjoyed watching those movies because it's kind of like a version of Indiana Jones, essentially. Which I love Indiana Jones, and so why not? Sexy Indiana Jones, even more sexier, maybe. So yeah, definitely that's gonna be interesting to see. That's supposed to come out, I think, in 2018. I don't know what, they haven't released a exact date yet. So that's gonna be coming down the pike pretty soon. Also, Kevin Feige, he was interviewed, just kind of talked about what he thought about people, about like if he could ever recast some people in the big roles, like Robert Downey Jr.'s role as Iron Man, or Chris Evans as Captain America. He kind of just talked about how he knows that at least they have several movies down the line with these actors, but he knows it's going to be inevitable, essentially. I can't talk right now. I'm stuffed up.
It's okay. I have a massive headache.
Yeah. It's more likely, yes, he's going to have to recast at one point or another, because just like how, Hugh Jackman's, of Wolverine is coming to an end with his newer one coming out. So it's definitely going to happen sooner, probably later on, but I don't know if you guys if you guys could give us some ideas, maybe what you thought on who would make a good Iron Man.
Who would make a good replacement for Iron Man? Who would make a good replacement for Chris Evans, Captain America? Because he envelops that like character, like anything that you see.
Well, you have Captain Marvel coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, but you can't replace the main characters of a movie or of comic books for sure. Or the nerds will go crazy and they'll just cry. And
no, I don't know. Well, that's the thing though, is Avengers, they're constantly changing. I mean, yeah, there's some ones that stay, but mostly they're not always.
I think what's going to happen is, I think that after Infinity War and they've got all these superhero movies lined up, I think that they're going to be running it into the dirt, like they're going to try to do with Star Wars, which
there is that too. I read that too. Where I was reading,
we were just talking about
pretty much going to be just pretty much just keep producing films until they no longer bring a profit.
I think that's what they're going to be doing with Marvel.
Essentially, Disney is going to be just running Star Wars until it's in the ground. So
that's going to kill their stock, and they're going to go belly up. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's possible for Disney to go belly up because they're a monopoly, but
I don't know. I don't think you can really run Star Wars into the ground that much, though. Even with, George Lucas messing up the prequels and then going back and punching up the originals, they're still great movies. I mean, some are better than the others, but they're still a good storyline.
There's no real redeeming quality to the Phantom Menace other than Darth Maul.
And Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and two of them died in the Phantom Menace that were really redeeming.
2/3 of the redeeming qualities of the Phantom Menace died.
Yeah,
just much. Like every fanboy's hopes.
What would it be like if you? Could you imagine what it'd be like if Qui-Gon Jinn actually he was the one who taught Anakin?
I think that he wouldn't go to the dark side, and they would have to rewrite 4, 5, and 6. I don't know. It would be different. I think actually that they would go to the dark side, both of them, and I think that that's a good topic. What would happen? How would
I just saw when I was watching before we got on this, I was watching some videos from this YouTuber on YouTube called Star Wars Theory. You got to check some of these out because some of these theories he has that he explains is pretty cool. And he talks about a lot about 12 interesting facts about Qui-Gon Jinn. The way he fights Qui-Gon Jinn was really interesting. That he was pretty much one of the best swordsmen in the whole Jedi Order. He fought. Well, that's the thing though. When he faced Darth Maul, he was a lot older, and he hasn't fought like that in a long time either. And actually, Qui-Gon Jinn has had several. He had a couple apprentices that one actually went to the dark side. So it could have happened though. Anakin still could have went to the dark side.
And that's why Obi-Wan Kenobi went into, or actually Luke Skywalker went into solitary confinement, basically, because he couldn't handle the fact that his very first apprentice went to the dark side. And so he was searching out all this other stuff, and he himself almost went to the dark side again. Honestly, the worst person in the world to restore the Jedi Order was Luke Skywalker, honestly.
Well, he had no one to teach him. I mean, he had Yoda for just a little bit, and that was it.
You know what I think is funny?
He's making half this crap up, probably. I mean,
I'm sorry to get off topic here, but I find it hilarious that you have all 4 of the Twilight books in your background.
Oh, yeah. So?
All 4 of them.
Yeah.
You're a girl.
I read them too. They're good books, actually. I only read them once, though. What?
I read them too, more than once. They're good books.
They're decent books, actually. Horrible movies.
You probably read 50 Shades of Grey too, didn't you?
No.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
You watched it in the theaters.
No, I didn't even go watch it.
That's one movie you'll never catch. Well, actually, no. Tiffany and I watched it once. At home. We had to borrow it from her mom and dad. An old ex-girlfriend of mine tried to get me to watch the movie Twilight. I walked out. I couldn't stand it. It was just so much stupidity in one screen. When he opened up his shirt and there was diamonds and shit. I'm like, this is not a vampire story. Not at all. Vampires can't be out in the daylight. And if they do, they glisten. Sorry. It's just that's not a vampire story. Watch Interview with a Vampire. That's a vampire story. That is a vampire. Blade. Sorry. Well, actually, no, I'm not sorry. You know what? This is critically awesome. This is talking about movies. This is being critical about movies. That's why I started it. And I know that we went from Star Wars to Twilight, which is parallel universes practically. What is your opinion? No girls. I'm just kidding. Girls allowed. What is your... Did you like the Twilight movies? If you did, I'm sorry. That's like saying you like Daredevil.
Watch two gay guys fight over a girl with speech impediment.
Two gay guys fight over a girl that looks like a dude. Makes sense.
Edward, why don't you touch me?
Watch. What was it? What was his name in Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe.
No, not Daniel Radcliffe. Little.
Which one? There's a lot of people in Harry Potter.
The sparkly vampire queer guy.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about
What's his name in Harry Potter?
Oh, Cedric Diggory.
All right. So watch Cedric Diggory and Shark Boy fight over Dirtface. I don't even know of a movie that she was in that was Kirsten Stewart. What was she ain't even in
She was in Ventureland.
Well, that's not even a redeeming quality. Kristen Stewart. Watch Shark Boy and Cedric Diggory fight over Snow White.
Oh yeah, she was in Snow White. Yeah.
American Ultra. I refuse to watch that movie for the sole fact that she's in it.
No, it's not.
American Ultra. Let's see. Bella Swan. Liza or Lisa from Zathura. She was in that movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. I like that movie. That's when she was younger though.
Catch That Kid. She was in that.
Yeah.
Panic Room. She was in that. The Flintstones. Viva Rock Vegas. Ring Toss Girl. Uncredited.
Huh.
It's probably a good thing. Oh, okay. So let's get into the juicy part of this. Which hero is the best? I have chosen Thor.
And I have chosen Daredevil.
Daredevil. We're going Thor versus Daredevil. I should have said who would win in a fight. Thor versus Daredevil. It's not even a fair fight.
Allie says she'll watch Star Wars over Twilight any day. Good job, Allie. You get a star. You get an awesome prize.
Allie said she would watch Twilight.
Star Wars over Twilight any day.
Okay, good. Gold star. Yes, gold star. I need to get
awesome prize.
Yeah, you get a awesome prize.
You get an awesome prize.
We can't do no prize because that's another podcast or something like that. I need to get on this live comments because I don't know if anybody else is actually commenting on this. So YouTube. Anyways, so Garrett, do you want to stick with who would win in a fight with Daredevil, or do you want to choose somebody else? Because honestly, your first no, that one. Your first option would end up actually being a good choice. And there would be an actual fight there, I think.
I think you'd be surprised because Daredevil does take down quite a bit of bigger people.
Daredevil's a little bitch. All right, are we talking Charlie Cox Daredevil, or are we talking?
We're talking about comic book Daredevil, not even cinematic Daredevil.
Yeah, because Ben Affleck's Daredevil's a bitch.
No. Like the TV is awesome. I agree, but he did awesome in that role of Daredevil. But no, I'm talking about like comic book Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my computer because it put me on the post-movie review of Doctor Strange.
You should watch that. It's really good.
Hey, Allie, what is... Oh, hey, guys. What's your favorite superhero? Thor. Oh, I win already. Just saying.
That's her favorite. Doesn't mean she's going to pick you.
I still win. Thor is her. I
At
didn't
least you
even
win
know
at
that she said
something.
Thor. Hey. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I've won at least 2 movie fights.
Maybe one.
Pretty sure I've watched more than one. Or not watched. I've won more than one. The only people who haven't seen Star Wars are the people who were in Star Wars. And that's because they lived the Star Wars. They lived it, Lily.
I don't know how we're going to do this because it's going to be interesting because, like, are we going by the fact of just who's the better superhero?
Well, we're going to do it kind of like our movie death matches to where we base it on facts, creativity, and passion for the subject.
Okay. Do you want to do maybe we can time it, kind of keep it to a minimum instead of just ranting on?
I will get a stopwatch on my cellular device right now.
Good, because you go first.
Hey, now wait a minute. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. Timer of 1 minute. Okay. I'm actually setting up a card. So, Garrett, you go first while I set up this card. So while I set up this
Card?
I'm setting up a poll.
For no, don't even.
I'm doing a poll right now. There's a poll coming up. Who won?
All right. So,
Son of a...
did you start it yet? Did you start the timer?
Hang on 1 second. I've got Cortana popping up on my screen. Freaking Cortana. Go away, Cortana. Who won? Ready? 1, 2, 3, and grow.
All right. So, Daredevil, if you guys don't know, he is Matt Murdock. When he was a little kid, he was blinded by a radioactive substance that went into his eyes and actually blinded him because he was trying to save an old man from getting hit by a vehicle. And this radioactive substance gave him the abilities where it enhanced his other 5 senses, or 4 senses, and to the point where he is actually still able to essentially see, but he sees in different ways of hearing, smell, touch, feeling, and like all the other senses you have, it's amplified. And he goes and he fights and he protects this neighborhood called Hell's Kitchen, where a lot of low-life people have, like Wilson Fisk, and a lot of other ones came out, and he pretty much just goes around.
Time's up.
All right.
And I would like to skip to the video. I'm going to start my time in 3, 2, 1. All right, so we have Thor, God of Thunder, guy who can wield Mjolnir, one of the only guys who can wield Mjolnir. There's not been any other, or not very many other people have wielded Mjolnir in their life. That is one of the single most powerful weapons in the entire universe. And once you do yield it, you have the powers of Thor, which, by the way, is controlling thunder, lightning, weather. You can fly with Mjolnir. Anything is possible when you have Mjolnir at your side. Plus, you've got golden locks. Odin is your father, the most powerful being in the entire universe, by the way. You're played by Chris Hemsworth, which, by the way, hunk alert, hello. Wasting time laughing. And in any fight, day or night, Thor wins over Daredevil. Rebuttal? 3, 2, 1, go.
So yes, Thor. Yes, he does have. He is a god essentially. So, but he's not. He's not invincible. He's not in. I mean, he's immortal, but he's not invincible. The fact of the matter is that Daredevil, Matt, he's able. He is probably able to figure out a way to relinquish Thor of his powers with the help of some friends, of course. But I think he's able to figure out a way to do that. He's very cunning in that way that he is able to be very patient in what he does. Um, I mean, besides that, I mean, yes, it is God, but I mean, gods do fall. So I do believe it is still possible for Matt Murdock to beat Thor.
Time. We're talking about a god not only that is not only is freaking huge and powerful and could be like Daredevil, zap, boom, bam, you're dead. This god has also defeated Hulk. The Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, has gone toe to toe with the Hulk. And if Mr. Matt Murdock over there, Mr. Daredevil, tried to go toe to toe with the Hulk, would not be able to defeat him at all. He'd like the Hulk would be like, and bye Daredevil, fling him into a wall. He's a freaking booger on the wall. Permanent wallpaper, as my mom would call him. Enough about the Hulk. Back to Thor. With Thor beating the Hulk. Not only has he beat the Hulk, but he is a key component in defeating Thanos. I don't ever see Mr. Daredevil there being a key component defeating Thanos. Thor controls lightning. He was a big component in the movie The Avengers by defeating all those alien monsters and stuff like that. And time is up. Go.
Go what? I mean, what else is there to?
Yeah. Do you have anything else? Do you have a rebuttal? Any final thoughts? Do we want to do that?
I'm trying to think. Hold on. I mean, you go first then, because I didn't saw what first twice.
Oh, I don't have. Wait, well, I don't know if we want to do final thoughts yet. I want to see if you have a rebuttal to my statement.
Okay, I'll go.
Go.
As you said though, Mjolnir gives him the ability of Thor. So really, you just need to figure out a way to put the ability back into Mjolnir, just like how Odin did. Thor out of Asgard. And I believe with how smart Daredevil is, I think he would be able to figure out to put Thor's ability back into Mjolnir and to have for Thor to lose his powers, essentially.
Is that it? Are you done? I think this was the easiest fight I've ever won.
Well, and in terms of fighting, it's kind of hard to do that. It's like saying, I mean,
that's why I asked if you wanted to change your character.
No, because I mean, how would Spider-Man be any better? I mean,
Spider-Man's really strong.
Like, so is Daredevil to a point.
Yeah, but Spider-Man has superhuman strength. Daredevil just is a blind motherfucker who can't see worth a shit and uses bat vision. Basically, he's Batman for the Marvel universe, but not as cool.
No, he's a lot cooler than that. But
no, you think he's cooler than Batman? You're adorable.
A lot of superheroes respect Daredevil, actually, in the cinematic.
Superheroes respect Batman, too, after they've seen the bottom of his boot. All right.
No, they respect him because he doesn't resort to violence like Batman would.
Batman doesn't always resort to violence.
Oh, no, he does.
I think that would be a better fight, Batman versus Daredevil.
That'd be a close one.
You want to try that one?
But no, I think we'll go with this one, and we might have to do another one sometime later on.
Son of a gun. Well, I mean, we could do that. I mean, it's only been it hasn't been even an hour, I don't think, with our podcast.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes.
We could do another one. I mean, if you want. I mean, I'm not gonna cry.
No, because you got to do your closing statement for it.
I don't even think I have to do a closing statement. I'm pretty sure I won. I mean, if I was to go toe-to-toe battle with the son of Odin versus the Daredevil of Harlem, or not even Harlem, he's in Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, yeah.
All right, so closing thoughts here. I'll go ahead. So closing statement with. Hang on, I'm going to reset this because that's not fair. Closing statement is in a toe-to-toe match. No matter how much planning Daredevil has, Thor could walk in after he's had like a month or a year of planning to try to defeat him. Even if he didn't have his hammer with him, he somehow found a way to make him lose his power. I mean, Thor always got to do is reach out his hand and Mjolnir is there. It's at his whim. But if he loses his power somehow, even then he's still smarter. He's got more resources to his advantage. And he'll never lose his power again because he's not going to be a cocky little son of a bitch like he was in the middle of in the very first movie of Thor. He is the king of Asgard, and he will always be the king of Asgard. And he's always going to defeat a puny little blind guy like Matt Murdock any day, any time of the week. Closing statement.
Well, gods, they fall and they rise again, but there's always a weakness to gods, and because gods are not, they're immortal, but they're not invincible. And so, just like anything else, if no one believes in Thor either, I mean, there's that too. But anyways, I don't know. I think if you gave the ability, because Daredevil was trained by the Hand, which is an assassin group, and he's actually defeated the Hand as well, which is one of the top assassin groups that are in the Marvel universe as well. But I don't know. I just sit head to head. It's a little difficult because they're on different playing fields at first. But I think if there was something in there, there's always a weakness.
Basically, the League of Shadows. Daredevil, trained by the Hand, basically Marvel's version of the League of Shadows.
They all have versions they stole from each other.
Aquaman was actually originally Marvel. I don't remember what it was, but Aqualad, you said?
No, it's like Nova or something. No, they have someone else. Marvel does.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Aqualad is like Aquaman's son or something like that, or
yeah, it's his sidekick essentially.
I don't know. Well, this was a short one. Cast your vote now. There's a little eye in the corner of the screen over here somewhere. I think it's going to be over here or over there. There's a little eye. You click on that and you choose either Team Trent, which was Thor, or Team Garrett, which was or Daredevil, which was Team Garrett. This is kind of basically a preview of what you will see if you when we bring back Critically Awesome's movie Deathmatch. If this is one of the first times you've actually watched us, then you kind of have a preview of what our Critically Awesome movie Deathmatches are like. I think this is us experimenting with more ways that we can make it a little bit better, a little bit easier for us to work with. I think on our movie death matches, we're going to go with a 2.5 minute segment to where we have that long a time to get our opinion out. Or do you want to stick with 1 minute?
I think what we should do is maybe like a 3 or 5 minute description of the movie.
Oh my god, killing me, small.
Like you don't have to do the full 5 minutes, of course, but gives you enough time to kind of describe the movie to people who have not watched it. Because we do pick some movies that not a lot of people have seen.
And now that I've
kind of
got
forced to do that
a little
much.
Fire Stick here, no promotion here, I can actually choose. I can be like, hey, Alexis, give me suspenseful thrillers. And it'll pop up suspenseful thrillers. That way I don't have to Google it or anything like that. Pretty cute.
But I don't know. Yeah, I like the 1 to 2 minute intervals.
That way we have that much time to do what we need to do, how we need to do it. So, anyways, all right. Well, if you guys liked that video, go ahead, push that little thumbs up bottom down in the corner here. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, go ahead and subscribe. And if you know somebody who's not subscribed to us, tell them, hey, go check out this channel. It's pretty cool. These guys
Don't be
are
a
funny.
jackwagon. Don't be a jackwagon. Subscribe today.
They're off the wall. They're off the chain. You have any? Actually, I really need to know if you guys have any future suggestions on podcast for us, because we just came up with this 10 minutes before we did this podcast. We're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? So if you guys have any suggestions for us to talk about, anything that you want us to talk about, I'm talking to you, Allie Jones. Shoot us a little comment, shoot us a message on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because I never use Twitter, but
we do have a Twitter though.
Email us, text us, tell us what you want us to hear. Really like it in the comments so that everyone can see it. And The Walking Dead.
We already do that.
I do that in the beginning of the podcast if I could watch it. I'm the one who does The Walking Dead.
I haven't watched any of the ones since the premiere. I need to though.
Allie, if you want,
Really.
I did a little bit of a segment on The Walking Dead earlier in the podcast, probably before you joined in. So when you rewatch this and you watch it from the beginning, tell me, because I did say something about what I wanted to know from you guys, and that's what's going to happen to Chandler Riggs since he's leaving. He wants to leave the show to go to college, a little punk. And what do you think is going to happen to Rick Grimes? How do you think the mid-season finale is going to be? Blah, 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 blah. I will do my best to watch the rest of the series up till next week and give you my Walking Dead minute. I'm going to call it that. That's going to be a segment in the show that I do. It's called The Walking Dead Minute with Trent. I'll make a little signage because we're back to low.
It's going to be literally a minute.
No, yeah, doofus. It's going to be
60 seconds with Trent.
60 seconds with Trent. This week on The Walking Dead, this happened. Walkers came and people died.
Good story.
This week on The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes cries. Daryl gets broken down into a million pieces, and Negan comes back and smiles.
He is crying a lot.
Is Rick Grimes' voice sexy, or is it a little bit creepy? You decide.
Anyways,
what will happen to
Let's close this sucker up.
Close it up. Go ahead and do your closing statements there, Garrett.
All right, guys. Well, as Trenton said, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I try to keep guys up to date with any news that I find going through Facebook and all that. Definitely let you know when we do, of course, our podcasts as well. And also we'll put up this podcast when it gets done uploading and all that. So definitely make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We definitely need to get some more viewers. We're pretty much stalemate at 54 for quite a while now, but it's understandable for the fact that we kind of got a little lax on our weekly podcasts. We definitely need help though. Help decide some good topics to talk about. That'd be nice to hear from you guys. So
Should we go back to talking about Star Wars on a weekly basis like we did at the very, very beginning?
we didn't do that though. We did it only a couple times, and then that was it.
I know, like we were afraid of becoming just a Star Wars podcast. We can't talk about Star Wars ever again.
I was thinking too, which you just kind of, I think you talked about this too, Trenton. Maybe do like a like after the like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, like we'll maybe have a short little podcast or a short little video of us discussing maybe after the show is like the new show,
We'll talk. I don't know. I kind of want to. We usually try to do movie deathmatch once a month, but I want to try to do something in the middle of the month, like kind of like what we did tonight with another little like battle royale. And we can continue to doing superheroes. Like we could do our monthly superhero who would win fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
We had our knowledge on comic book news or comic books and stuff.
yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how. We can try it out and see if we get anything.
And we'll continue to do the 1 minute intervals, but we'll have more like back and forth bickering and stuff. Like that could be like a quick little bitty podcast that we could do, Governor.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes or Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock Holmes?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Why do you say that?
Because he's actually a lot more smarter than Sherlock Holmes is. Or than Robert Downey Jr.'s.
All right. Well, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Tinder, Crackle. I'm just kidding. You can't find me on Tinder. I was trying to think of random social medias, but I forgot them all. Anyways, next week we are going to be deciding next month's Critically Awesome's movie deathmatch topic. Unless you guys choose one for us, we'll get the big ball of decision, and then we will choose our topic and go from there. I will watch a movie. Garrett will watch a movie. We will choose our movie, and then I will make an awesome thumbnail for you guys for that movie. Can I say movie anymore?
Maybe one more time.
Movie. All right. So if you guys like this episode, put a your face. I'm sorry. Put a thumbs up. Subscribe to it. Share it on social medias.
So sneeze, asshole. Jeez.
There's something loud going on over there. I think she got it. I got it. What do you got?
She got it.
She got it?
Okay.
Okay. I'm confused on what she got. I'm a little nervous. What did she get?
I don't know. Who knows?
Did she get the plague? Did she get the chicken pox?
Who knows?
Maybe she got the cookie that she was looking for. Man, I want a cookie. Can I get a cookie?
She was looking for a cookie?
Was she looking for a cookie? What were you looking for, Allie? Were you looking for a cookie? What did you get? I'm confused. I'm nervous.
Now we're hounding the one viewer that actually is watching this.
I know she's never gonna watch again. She's like, oh my god, I got put on the spot, guys. Oh no.
No, she's not gonna watch it. No, she's not gonna watch this anymore.
I'm sorry, Allie. We'll leave you alone. Our sole
Close
viewer.
it up before we lose our one viewer, our
Yeah,
one
she's
regular
gone.
viewer.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye bye.